YouTube, what's going on? Let's talk about taxes. Let's talk about my taxes. Let's talk about your taxes. Let's talk about the 2019 taxes. We're now sitting in 2020, and luckily taxes will push back to July 15th. For some of you, you've already filed, so this doesn't even matter. You don't even care. You don't even care. You filed your taxes, so you're good. But individuals like me, I like to wait till the last minute for everything. Waited till the last minute for my CE classes. Waited till the last minute to finish all my courses to get my real estate license. Yeah, I'm that guy. So let's talk taxes. All right, so many of you know me already. I'm Darrell Coleman. I'm actually with Berkshire Hathaway here in Phoenix, Arizona. I work for the Goodyear office, but I'm very familiar with a lot of different areas. So I work all around, the Phoenix, Glendale, Goodyear, different areas like that. You can always reach out to me if you're looking for a home. I would love to help. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. So this is taxes, all about taxes. Let's talk about my taxes. Let's talk about your taxes. So 2019 was a very good year for me. I made more money than I've made in the previous years, but I've also worked harder than I worked in the previous years as well. So the money didn't just come free. You don't just get free money. So if you're getting into real estate and you think you're going to get free money, that's not the case. So try again, find another place to do that. Pick up that stimulus check. Matter of fact, stimulus checks are free money. Mr. President or POTUS is giving out some free checks. So get yourself a stimulus check. There's the free money for you right there. All right. But this right here, in real estate, you do not receive taxes back if you're not paying into it. What do you think? So you got to actually file for taxes in order to have some taxes come back. But being an independent contractor or a 1099 employee, things are a little bit different. You don't pay your taxes as you get your check. But if you consult with the CPA and they get you set up for some vouchers throughout the year, if you have to pay state taxes, they give you a voucher for your state taxes. If you have to pay federal taxes, they give you a voucher for that as well. But what will happen is they give you a voucher for each one quarterly, and then you'll pay your taxes out of your real estate. But let's go ahead and get into, I have 9 things that you can file on your taxes. So these are the deductions for realtors. All right. Let's just get into this thing, man. Number 1 is advertising. Okay, you can do advertising however you want to do it, but the main ones are like Google Ads, LinkedIn, Facebook Business, and then Instagram for Business. You might throw some ads out there on there, and it'll cost you a little something. It's not gonna be free again, man. Like the way I do it is free. Okay, the way I do it is free. I just post whatever the heck I want on there, advertise the way I want to, as long as it was within the guidelines. I do it that way. I don't do a call to action or any stuff like that. So some of the things that you'll post on there ad wise will be the call to action. I don't have all of that, but I do interaction activities on my social media in order to get some engagement, but it's free. So if you want to do some free stuff, try to do some interactive engagement without having to charge people. People love it. All right, number 2, another deduction would be your car expenses. You're going to have mileage. You're going to have parking expenses. There's a lot of times I go to condos and sometimes there's a parking expense because I couldn't find something close by. I had a parking and like a parking garage or whatever. So you got to pay a parking expense. If you keep that receipt, they'll reimburse you at the end of the year for that receipt because it's a business expense. Tolls, depending on where you're at. So when we go to California, there's some tolls that we have to pay. I don't get to deduct that because it's not a business trip. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's not a business trip. So we can't deduct it, but I wish I could. But if you live in a place where there is a toll, Maryland, Baltimore, different places like that, then you can always use that as a deduction. For me in Arizona, I can't. So that's not an item that I put on there, but your vehicle mileage is a deduction for you. Note to self too. So you want to go ahead and track your mileage as well for business. So what I use is Quicken Books. You can use Mile IQ or Zero. There's other different programs to help you track your mileage, but I use QuickBooks. Okay, it is paid for every month, but you can use whatever you want. Okay, so some places you might have to actually take an Uber or a taxi or a Lyft or whatever you want to call it. I don't care what place you use. I'm not sponsoring any of them. You can use whoever you want, but I don't use those. But I do know those are deductions because that's what my CPA asked. Have you used any of these items? No, I didn't. So if you happen to use those, then number 3 is Uber or Lyft taxi expenses. Number four, contracted labor. Okay, contracted labor. Some of the items that fall into this are photography. A lot of realtors actually do their own photography. So if you're doing your own photography, then that'll come in later as equipment, but I'll bring that up later. If you're hiring a photographer, maybe you have a mansion that you're selling, man. All of us want to have a mansion, fingers crossed. And if you get one, thumbs up to you, man. And put it in the comments. I would like to hear that. Or if you're already selling $1 million homes, hit the like button because I just want to know what it feels like. I want to be there one day. But you have a photographer, you might have an assistant, landscaping, and you can have landscaping on even on a smaller home. If you're the listing agent and the home needs to be landscaped, just pay 60 to 80 bucks for this thing to get landscaped and get this bad boy sold, man. It's just too easy. Maybe staging. If you've had a home on the market empty for like maybe a month or so and it's not looking so good, maybe you want to stage it, virtually stage it, whatever you want. But some of these items cost. That is still an expense and a tax write-off. So make sure you're documenting all of these things. Again, I fall back on QuickBooks, and anytime I have any of these items come up or a receipt or they send me an invoice, I put that invoice right into QuickBooks. I just send an email to QuickBooks, say receipt, QuickBooks, boom, I shoot it off. QuickBooks gives me a notification for when it's done. I go in there and approve it, make sure that the amount is correct, and then I'm good. So it's pretty easy and simple. I'm not saying to use them. I'm just telling you what I use. All right, so just like I was talking about the photography part, right? So a lot of us use cameras. I use cameras. You can actually check out one of my equipment videos. I'll link it on here somewhere over here. I don't even know where, but I'll link it, okay? If you like equipment and you want to see more, hit the like button and let me know that you want to see more, and I'll show you more of what I got. Actually, I don't even have any more. But anyway, I'll link it in here somewhere. So camera, lighting, your cell phone, your computers that you purchase, maybe some internet equipment, things like that. So maybe you have the hot box or something, or the Wi-Fi box that you need to purchase. That's all equipment that you're using for your business. It has to be for your business. If you're not using it for your business, do not itemize it. Do not put it on there, man. You're falsifying your tax information. You're lying to the IRS. Just don't do it. Make sure it's for business, please. All right, number six. Your meals. You can either be with current clients or your prospective clients. You might have some prospects that you want to meet up with, and they refer something to you, or they're there themselves. You can actually get 50% back on your clients, okay, if you're purchasing meals. So if you go to Starbucks, you can purchase them a drink and then you'll get a deduction for that. So your CPA will actually give you all of the information on how that works. They're the expert. I am not. I just go to them and then they tell me what to do. And I just, they tell me to jump and I say how high. That's how that works. Number 7. Gifts, okay? You can only deduct up to $25 per client, okay? Or per gift, however you want to say it. It doesn't even matter. It's $25, okay? So if you purchase $700 worth of items for your client, just know you're not getting $700 back. You're getting $25 back for that client. So don't do it. That's something new to me. I didn't know that. CPA put me on that. Yeah. Oh well, I don't even care. Hooking up the clients, man. I love them anyway. 25 bucks for you. New agents, old agents. If you didn't know, now you know. So the education for realtors, you get CE classes, and maybe you just want to go to an educational class for, helping veterans, or educational class for how to tie your shoe or how to cut hair. I don't care what the class is. Whatever it is, if it's pertaining to your business, deduction. Get her done. So conferences, training, continuing ed, it's all a deduction. So make sure you put that in there. Number 9 is fees. Okay. Fees. I'm talking about, this is where all your money goes. It goes to fees all the time. So you might have brokerage fees. You will have some annual dues that maybe you owe to your brokerage or to the associations. That's another one, association dues. Your key fob, for me, it's SupraEKEY. I don't know in other states what it's called. If you're actually watching this from another state, put down how do you get in the video. I mean, not in the video. You click the YouTube link. But how do you get in the homes? Do you use an e-key, or do you guys have some special kind of device that you guys purchase through the state or whatever association to get in the homes? I would like to know that. It's pretty cool. But I just use my phone, use the Bluetooth to get into all of the lock boxes. I'm pretty sure that's how they do it everywhere else, unless they have a entry one or the manual entry one. But it'd be cool to hear maybe there's something else in like New Zealand or Australia or something. I don't know. But anyway, the franchise fees, maybe there's some fees in there that you have to pay. But those fees are all deductible as well. Okay. I have to pay for insurance. So I think I paid $220 or something like that for some coverage as an independent contractor. So that is a deduction as well. So I do put that in there for the CPA to actually deduct. So just know fees are in there. Okay. So that's it for the main deductions for what I do. I don't really know any other deductions that you can put in there. If you can think of some more, put it down in the bottom and hit the like button as you do that, because you already got to pass the like button and subscribe button to be able to get to the comments. So don't just skip that, because if you skip that, then you're skipping, half the battle, because liking is half the battle. That sounded dumb. So being a 1099 independent contractor, there's no taxes that are being withheld or paid for you. Okay. So this is why all of these deductions are very important at the end of the year. You can be paying your quarterly, like I said. Your CPA will get the vouchers out to you, or however you want to do it. QuickBooks actually lets me know how much I should be paying, or estimate it what I would be paying for the year. So that's another. I'm just plugging them all away, man. I'm just telling you to just go get them. That's what I'm doing. But they tell you about how much you're going to owe at the end of the year. So they give you a good idea of what you owe. So let's go ahead and get into what I owe. That's what you're trying to do. That's what you're trying to see. So for the state this year, okay, wait. Let me tell you, I made $53,710. This is all part-time. So for those of you that are doing this part-time, just know you can get some money. That's more money than I was making in my salary. So get out here and win, man. And this year I'm already blowing that out the water. So I'll have another one of these videos next year. But $53,710 is what I'm talking about as total income. I made more than that, but your brokerage takes their fees. They take their money, whatever. They're crazy. So taxable business profit, we're looking at $42,141. Okay. The total Schedule C deductions, don't know what that means. No, I'm just kidding. It's deductions. $11,569. That's why it's down to where it's at. But it's all good. I had some deductions in there. I made some purchases. Okay. In those purchases, I did advertising, vehicles, home office, insurance, materials and supplies, meals, other business expenses, and then repairs and maintenance. I do a few repair and maintenance things on my vehicle. So those are all included in the deductions. It's not a whole lot. Maybe some of you guys have more, but that's what I got. So out of that 53,710 total income, tax-wise, I get $936 back from the state, but your boy owes some money. I wasn't paying throughout the year. I wasn't doing it. I don't know why. This year is going to be different, but it's a learning experience, okay? If you're doing it the same way, just save the money, put some money to the side. I have the money to the side. I have the money to pay it. I'm grateful that I can pay it. I didn't spend it. Man, it's a blessing to not have spent it. But federal, I owe $13,463. Oh, man. I need to do a GoFundMe account. I need to see if I can get $13,463. All right. No, whatever. So that's what I owe. Just know you want to be able to put 25 to 35% away from each check that you get, or get yourself a CPA that can just follow along with you as you get your income. Give it to the CPA quarterly, and then they'll give you the voucher on what you need to pay. What you don't want to do is end up at the end of the year, file your taxes for that year, and then all of a sudden you owe this $13,463, and you've spent that stuff on shoes or purses or whatever the heck, bought new cars because you thought you were just rich and baller blocking. You're not. You still owe taxes. You're going to have a few deductions, but not enough to make it so that you don't owe this stuff. Again, I saved the money throughout the year, so I already had the money. But it does hurt to just hand over $13,000 and to not have money coming back. Normally you get a couple grand, maybe more. I have no clue what your deductions are, but maybe you get more money. But you won't this time because you're paying a good amount right now. But if you pay quarterly, you have a better chance of actually getting some money back. Or you can pay quarterly and it just be even at the beginning of the year. Whatever works for your CPA and for yourself, go ahead and do so. But hopefully this gives you some insight on how your taxes are going to be, because this is definitely something new for me. I had no clue it was going to be $13,000, but luckily I had the money. Okay, so if you liked it and you made it this far, put share mark in the bottom comments, hit the like button, subscribe, and continue to watch what I do, man. I love to share my knowledge with you guys and just bring you new information. If you want to hear some kind of content that I haven't covered pertaining to real estate, business, personal things going on, put it in the bottom, ask the question, and let me see if I can make a video for you guys. As always, man, I love you. Continue to be cool, and let's make this money, man. Peace.